Okay, this is module number 5, part 2. It cut off on me after 10 minutes, and I guess I'm too cheap to upgrade the policy, so I'll just do it in 2 parts. I see that some other students have done that, so I'm going to try the same thing. So I left off talking about I rushed through these political structures trying to get done, but there's no way to basically um, separate politics from the school money situation with the lawsuits and everything going on right now. It's a difficult time. The aid to the district continues to be uncertain, but here in Norton, our 2017-18 budget, we had about $10.7 million, which we spend, which we get a lot of that from a mill rate of 55.080 mill rate, which our spending is we figured out that that's about $16,000 per pupil spending. And as I mentioned earlier, Norton did pass a school bond issue of a $9 million school bond issue in 2017, taking more and more local taxes to improve and maintain our schools and our communities, because you never know what the state is going to do with their funding. And we could talk about all the Title IX, the Title I, and all that type of spending that's out there, but I won't get into that. Social tensions, as I mentioned earlier, Norton is 98% white. We have a small amount of racial tension throughout the years that's been directed at a few African American students that are in our community, but we have no gangs to speak of, and no major fighting or problems in our community. There is obviously some cliques. Most of these cliques basically surface around the socioeconomic status. We have golf. We have a community golf course, which is a club that you have to pay a good amount of money to utilize, and that's an intentional way of keeping low-income people out, obviously. So most of that comes from our discrimination comes from a socioeconomic status. The city of Norton, and other information that if you wanted to find out more about Norton and the Norton community, school board has their own little website, which they publish all the school board meetings and minutes and everything like that. So you could look that up. Power structures of our school within the Norton Community High School, and I'll focus in on just my building that I teach in. It starts out the lowest level is our principal meets with students that he has handpicked that are highly active in our high school, and they call this the student focus group. The students, this gives them an opportunity to talk with our principal and discuss the issues and the things that they see that need addressed. We also have faculty and department committees that meet on a monthly basis. We have the building leadership team, as well as most all schools have a building leadership team. They collaborate with very new ideas and try to initiate some change to improve our schools. We have also faculty committees, site council, building leadership, superintendent, and obviously the school board is from the lowest level to the highest level. Understanding our culture, Norton has a strong religious heritage that includes both Catholic and Protestant churches. When I think of a culture, I think of like Hayes has as huge Volga German culture. That comes to mind. Norton, I don't see any of that. We don't have one particular ethnic group that is settled here to be around all of their groups. It is, but it does have a huge Judeo-Christian values, and as that is relevant in the religious heritage. Christmas displays and other religious holidays can be seen all over town. However, the school does not support one religious belief over another, obviously. Measuring public opinion. It's very important to find out how people think and feel about your school system. especially when, as a future administrator, I would think it's very important that I would pick the brains of people in our community as much as possible in order to gauge their opinion. But it also gives me as a leadership or as administrator clues of how to improve our school system. Sometimes we have to take a lot of constructive criticism in our jobs. It also lets the public feel like their opinions actually matter. They're having to get their voice out there, and that we're willing to listen, and that means a lot to our stakeholders in our communities. Public opinions they can provide some very precise, valid results if they're done well. There's lots of different methods that you can utilize to get the opinions of people and have them do that in a way that we can compile the results and compare apples to apples, if you will, is what I'm trying to say. The ways that they're listed there are personal interview, telephone interviews that you can drop off and pick up different forms. Questionnaires are mailed. Obviously, that costs a little bit more money to mail those questionnaires out. And at the grade school level and at the junior high level, forms are going home all the time and coming back, but you risk the fact that some of those will be lost. You can also do online through any type of Google form or any type of form that is done online, but that tends to alienate those that don't have the technology. But they have often said that personal interviews are the absolute best way of your opinion surveys. That's all I have to say about the community of Norton High School, Norton USD 211, and Norton Communities. Thank you very much for watching.